Hello friends, welcome to my channel Recap Stories. Today, we will talk about a story that begins on the shores of a beach in Malaysia, where a group of children is playing badminton with homemade rackets. The sight of these children clearly shows that they are very poor, as they cannot afford to buy real badminton rackets. Among these children is a boy named Leon. One day, Leon's father arrives there, and Leon becomes scared upon seeing him. The reason for his fear is that Leon's father does not want him to play badminton because it is an expensive sport to learn and play. He wants Leon to focus on his studies and become a government official. Leon's father takes him home, where Leon sits down to eat with his mother, father, two brothers, and sister. During the meal, Leon's father tells him that he should focus on his studies and stay away from sports. On that same day, there is an Olympic badminton match between Malaysia and Korea. Leon's parents want to watch the match because they don't have a TV at home. They ask the children to stay home and focus on their studies. However, Leon is eager to watch the match, so after his parents leave, he rides his bike to the place where the match is happening. When he arrives, there is a large crowd, and because of his small height, he has difficulty seeing the match. Just then, his brother, who is already there, lifts Leon onto his shoulders so that he can see the match. Leon becomes excited after watching the match and dreams of one day becoming a great badminton player. However, Leon's father sees him there and scolds him. Leon tells his father that he wants to make a name for himself in badminton, but his father reminds him that badminton is for the rich, and he should focus on his education instead. Leon quietly decides that one day he will become the best badminton player, but he does not know how yet. The next day at school, Leon sees two children playing badminton and wants to join them. However, since he does not have a racket or any other equipment, the children refuse to let him play. On his way back home, Leon passes a sports shop and goes inside to look at all the equipment. The shopkeeper realizes that Leon cannot afford to buy anything, so he offers Leon a deal. He tells Leon that if he helps him string rackets, he will pay him. However, instead of money, Leon asks for a shuttlecock in exchange for every 5 rackets he strings. The shopkeeper is surprised but agrees to the deal. For the first time, Leon gets a shuttlecock and goes to play with his sister. Unfortunately, because he still doesn't have a racket, he cannot play properly, but he continues practicing. As a result of his constant practice, Leon's grades at school begin to drop. Instead of going home, he now visits an academy where children of his age are playing badminton. He wants to play with them but remains silent because he does not have a racket. This is when the shopkeeper, who used to be a badminton player himself, notices Leon and gives him a racket. Leon starts playing with another child. At first, he struggles to understand how to play the shots, but soon he learns by watching others. Eventually, he defeats his opponent. Afterward, he receives a trophy. Along with the trophy, the racket that the shop owner had lent him for playing is returned by Leon. This is his first professional racket. There is also a coach present who is highly impressed by Leon's performance. He accompanies Leon to his home. At home, Leon's father is present, and he is already aware of Leon's results. In anger, he takes the racket from Leon's hand and breaks it. He sternly tells Leon to never play this game again. The coach attempts to explain to Leon's father that his son has great potential in this sport and that it could be his future, but Leon's father refuses to listen. The coach also tries to convince Leon's mother, but she expresses her limitations. Eventually, the coach has no choice but to leave. Later that night, while Leon is sleeping, his mother comes to him and quietly places the trophy he won next to him. This action signifies that she truly wants Leon to continue with his sport. The next day, Leon goes back to the shop where the shopkeeper informs him that they are organizing a charity match and wants Leon to participate. Leon agrees to this offer. The shopkeeper takes Leon to the venue where the match is taking place. However, it turns out that it is not a charity match, but rather a betting event where people place wagers on the outcomes of matches. Leon is unaware of this. He starts playing and initially does not perform well. But soon, he begins to play exceptional shots and wins the match. The shopkeeper hides the fact that it was a betting event. The shopkeeper continues taking Leon there daily, and each time, Leon wins a match and takes home a trophy. However, as the days pass, Leon starts coming home late. He hides the trophies in secret. One day, Leon's father finds the trophies and becomes furious. He sets out to find his son. Leon reaches the place where the illegal betting takes place, and his father soon arrives as well. They see the person in charge, a gangster. Leon's father, who had once played badminton here as a young man and was an excellent player, recalls a past incident. He and his friend had been approached by the gangster to fix a match, as large sums of money were riding on it. They rejected the offer, which led to a huge loss for the gangster. When they were heading home, the gangster sent his men after them. While Leon's father managed to escape, his friend was killed by the gangster's men. After that incident, Leon's father developed a hatred for illegal badminton games and vowed never to return to that place. However, now they have arrived at that very place, and the gangster tells them that if they want to leave alive, they must play a doubles match. This is the first time Leon and his father play together. Leon performs remarkably, and his father is astonished by his skill. They quickly win the match. Afterward, Leon's father says, "I don't like losing, and a gold medal has always been dear to my heart." He then gives Leon permission to continue his training. Leon enrolls in the academy, where the coach starts training him. There are other players in the academy who are older than Leon. Leon doesn't show much interest in the exercises, but his game is exceptional. One day, the selection committee for the national team comes to observe the players. They watch Leon's brilliant performance, but because of his short height, they do not select him. Leon's mother informs him about this. Leon responds, "It's okay, I will work even harder." After that, he starts putting in extra effort to grow taller. He sleeps on time, wakes up early, does all the exercises, and pays attention to his diet. Years pass, and Leon's height increases. The selection committee returns, and this time, Leon performs at his best. However, during the match, he injures his knee and falls. Instead of giving up, he gets back up and continues playing. Although his performance isn't as good as before, the committee members are moved by his determination. They decide to give him a chance. Leon is selected for the Malaysian Badminton Academy. When this good news reaches his family, everyone is overjoyed. Everyone at home is overjoyed, but Leon's father advises him that not everyone gets such an opportunity, and now he must make his country proud. Leon arrives at the academy, where every player is at the national level players Leon had only seen on TV until now. He now has the chance to train and practice alongside them, which is a significant opportunity for him. However, Leon is still quite weak in his exercises, which leads the other players to make fun of him. A player named John, whose game is exceptional, constantly teases Leon. One day, a match is set between John and Leon, with a bet that the loser will clean the toilets. Unfortunately, Leon loses the match. The coach, who has been watching from a distance, calls Leon to his office later. The coach explains to Leon that all the other players' performances have improved, but Leon is still lagging behind. He tells him, "You must never forget where you come from, and people have high expectations of you, especially your mother." Motivated by these words, Leon decides to work harder. Later that night, while all the other players are asleep, Leon practices alone on the court, improving his exercises and paying close attention to his diet. At the academy, there is a girl named Julia whom Leon likes, and she starts liking him too. They become friends, but John, who had previously beaten Leon, also likes Julia, which creates tension between them. The academy players are taken to a tournament. Initially, Leon is selected, but at the last moment, he is removed from the team, with the excuse that his knee injury hasn't fully healed. Leon is heartbroken and deeply disappointed. He returns home, where his mother comforts him. Later, Leon visits his old coach, who had trained him during his childhood. There, he sees a man disrespecting the coach. Leon cannot tolerate this and challenges the man. The man says, "I don't play with kids." Leon responds, maybe you can't play at all. The match begins, and Leon defeats the man decisively. After the loss, the man asks, who are you? Leon replies, you'll find out soon. Meanwhile, the Academy's team wins the tournament, and everyone celebrates. The coach announces that Leon and Jong will have a practice match. The match starts, but after a while, Leon begins to feel pain in his knee. Seeing this, the coach halts the match and realizes that Leon hasn't fully rested. During this time, misunderstandings arise between Leon and Julia, and their relationship ends. Leon's life seems to be falling apart. One day, while he is running, he is told that the coach's wife wants to speak with him. He goes to see her, and she tells him that they had a son who looked just like Leon. The coach had wanted him to become an excellent badminton player, but the pressure in his life became too much for him. Because of this pressure, he took his own life. This is why the coach doesn't want Leon to take on too much stress, which is also why he didn't select Leon for the tournament. Upon hearing this, Leon understands everything. He starts working even harder in his training and spends more time with the coach. His performance improves significantly. In 2004, Leon is selected for the Thomas Cup for the first time. He performs brilliantly, reaching the semifinals, but loses in the semifinals. Leon is completely disheartened, but the coach consoles him, explaining that losing is part of the game and he should continue working hard. Leon perseveres and works even harder, earning a spot in the 2006 Malaysia Cup. He makes it to the final, but loses in the final as well. The selection committee believes that Leon cannot handle the pressure of the final, so they decide to give someone else a chance. But the coach has full faith in Lee, and he convinces the committee to give him another chance. Lee begins working hard again, but in the tournament after 6 months, he loses. This time, both the coach and Lee are expelled from the academy. Lee becomes convinced that his career is over, but the coach explains to him that there is always another opportunity in life. The coach advises Lee to return to his village and reflect on where he started from and how far he has come. Lee returns to his village and meets his former coach, who encourages him. Then, he meets his father, who tells him that he was once in the same position Lee is now. His father shows him his first ever trophy, which helps restore Lee's confidence. Lee returns and starts running and playing again. In 2007, another tournament is held. The player who was originally selected gets injured, so Lee is given a chance. This time, with his dedication and passion, Lee wins several matches. Now it's the final match, and Lee faces the player who had defeated him twice in the semifinals before. Lee is under tremendous pressure because the entire country of Malaysia is watching the match. Malaysia has never won a cup, and this might be Lee's last chance. The match begins. Initially, Lee plays very well, but gradually his performance starts to weaken. At one moment, he falls on the court. Suddenly, he remembers the faces of his father and his first coach. He realizes that many people believe in him and have great expectations from him. Julia, who is there to support him, encourages Lee. He looks back at Julia, and she says, I believe in you completely, you can do this. Hearing this, Lee starts playing with renewed energy. He scores point after point and finally hits an incredible shot that his opponent can't return. With that shot, Lee not only wins the match but also secures Malaysia's first ever cup. He has now defeated the opponent he had been unable to beat for years. After the match, Julia comes to Lee and hugs him. This was the achievement he had always wanted to accomplish. This was the true story of Lee Chong-wei's life. I hope you enjoyed this inspiring story. Please share your thoughts about the story in the comments below. I request you to help me reach 10,000 subscribers on my channel soon. We hope you liked this video, and we would appreciate it if you could give it a like. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you for your loving comments. See you in the next video.